Hey everyone, how was your week? What's up, everybody? How's everybody's week? Right after Halloween. What's up, y'all? Welcome everybody to the library. We're doing a movie review today. Right now. How's everybody doing? I know it's been a long week. Halloween weekend's over. Y'all go out to gym. I didn't go out, here's my cue. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Levon's Library. I'm Levon. So we're opening up the library today to do a movie review. So before that, let's just thank our sponsors. So today's episode of Levon's Library is being sponsored by your business. Have you mind yours lately? We're also being sponsored by DMs. They can be screenshotted and reported to the police. So let's see who's here today at the library. Hey, welcome, Mel, NYC Reviews. Hey, V, Marva. What's up? Hey, Dina. So, previously on Levon's Library, something has came across my desk, y'all. I've been talking to a friend, and we've been talking about horror movies. You know, Halloween has just passed, and we've been talking about horror movies that might be interesting to watch. And, you know, there were the core classics, you know, like the Screams, the Friday the 13th, so on and so forth. But there was one that has come out recently that I don't know if y'all have seen or not. It's called Terrifier 2. So Terrifier 2 just came out this year. There was a Terrifier 1 that came out, I believe, in 2016. But Terrifier 2 just recently came out. Now, Terrifier 2 came out, and it has made headlines for being so scary and so horrifying that people have been running out of theaters, people have been throwing up, people have been having heart attacks, people have been losing their goddamn minds because Terrifier 2 apparently has been so goddamn scary, so goddamn ridiculous that the Lord have mercy, people just can't take it. Allegedly. Is my banner up? Oh, yes, child, the banner's up. So Terrifier 2 apparently is just so scary that people just can't take it. So y'all know I love my clips. I want to play y'all some clips of what has been said about this Terrifier 2 and what got me so interested in it. All right. So this Terrifier 2 was talked about on the talk show, The Talk. And let's see what they have to say about it before we go more into it. We're going to play a clip. Hold on, y'all. So what is Terrifier 2 about? And what is being said? Let's see. So this is what they say about it on The Talk. This horrifying horror movie that's in the news right now, that's so bad. Here's what they have to say. Let me know if you can hear this properly.
It is Halloween time, so therefore it's time for horror movies. But Terrifier 2 is living up to its name for apparently being way too terrifying. The slasher flick features a sadistic clown named Art. It's being compared to the horror movie It, but with more blood and guts. This is my worst nightmare. Okay. We cannot show you some of the most graphic scenes, of course. This is daytime. But here's a little bit of the trailer. You can watch it like this. Go ahead, watch.
They never found his body. What if he decides to come back here?
I wouldn't worry about it. I'm telling you, it was him. Right down to the little black dot on the tip of his nose.
Please welcome Art the
Oh, okay, that's nothing. That is nothing, by the way. Now, some who have seen Terrifier 2 say they passed out. Some even say they threw up. An ambulance was even called during one movie showing, what is it? How scared are you likely to get?
First of all, whoever is doing the marketing for this movie is doing a great job. Because I read this article yesterday, and I was like, I was sitting next to my wife. We love scary movies, and I tilted the computer her way, and I went, honey, read this. And my wife turned to me and went, get tickets now. We are going tonight. Tonight, the 6:30 show, and we're ready.
What a date. I can't wait to hear what you think.
We're so ready.
Date night for you guys?
It is date night. We are so excited. I hope I pass out. I can't wait.
Bitch.
Okay, so you don't think it's romantic, but back in the old days, you used to go see a scary movie so you can jump into the arms of your date. Okay, but it wasn't all bloody and nasty like this. He don't even look like a happy clown. He looks
He's not a happy clown.
Look at his teeth and all that. I don't like it.
I saw there is a little bit more of this movie out there in the social world, and I saw a clip of it. I gagged.
Really?
I showed it to somebody. She almost threw up. So it's that
Oh my
bad.
God.
It is
You
so
have a teenage
bad.
son. I mean, isn't
But-
your teenage son going to go see it?
No, I don't think so. My kids don't like gore and they don't like scary movies, which, you know what? I like scary movies, but like The Shining. Take me back to like the psychological thrill, the ones that were really done. I mean, this still stands.
All right.
To me, it is the number one most scary movie I've ever seen. I think it's.
I can agree.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
I don't like scary movies.
Yeah.
I don't want to be scared. I don't want to sit in my house or in a theater and be scared. The world is scary enough.
People fall out in The Exorcist and stuff, but to me, the scary movie, Sorry, Wrong Number.
Oh, yeah.
And the girl gets strangled, everything. I'm with you. I don't want to see all the blood and the goriness.
Yeah.
I want to be scared in my mind. When you hear the teen and stuff, you be like, oh, damn, what's about to happen? And then it goes commercial.
Or even Jaws. Like, think that to me was like the scariness of Jaws. It was just this mechanical thing that apparently never worked, but it was just the suggestion of like the.
So this is what the key is about.
And the bumblebees, and you either couldn't say Candy.
I'm gonna let her finish. Kanye, I'm gonna let you finish. All right.
Remember, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary,
Bloody Mary, okay. So let's see the actual preview and trailer of the movie. Okay. Here we go.
So, did you figure out what you're dressing up as tomorrow?
He wants to dress up as a real guy who murdered 9 people last year.
Oh, you're not doing that.
It's just a costume. You think that guy's still out there? What's up with you and this clown all of a sudden? You're like obsessed.
They never found his body. What if he decides to come back here?
I wouldn't worry about it.
Wait a minute, aren't you that guy from the costume shop?
Sir, what are you doing?
It wasn't me.
He was covered in blood on his shirt and his hands when he got here.
I'm telling you, it was him. Right down to the little black dot on the tip of his nose.
You're really weird, you know that?
I believe him.
About what?
Something really bad's gonna happen tonight.
No, I know when Jonathan's lying, okay? I could hear it in his voice. Something's wrong.
Look, we're gonna have fun. Stress-free environment. Yep.
Speaking of surprises, kids, we have a very special guest with us today, all the way from Miles County. Please welcome Art the Clown.
Y'all see this shit? Terrifier 2. Okay, now. All right, baby. All right, now. That's the preview of the damn movie. Came out. Now, if y'all haven't seen the movie, let me tell you what it's a little bit about now. Hold on, come back on camera. Excuse me, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. So I haven't seen the first one. So I have not seen the first one. But the second one, baby. Wait, let's do a little maintenance. The first one, like I said, was released in 2016, and the second one just got released now. And it starts off with this little girl, I guess, living her life, and Art, the clown, who was the main villain in the first one, returns in the second movie. Now, I don't know nothing about him from the first movie, but apparently in the second movie, this man is a very disturbed person. He clearly has no, well, I don't know about him from the first movie, but him in the second movie, clearly he is mentally disturbed. He doesn't have any home training. He doesn't have respect for other people because he goes around on a murderous spree, you know, slicing up people, destroying them. And that is basically his whole style throughout the entire movie and the storyline throughout the whole movie. Oh, hold on. We have a guest. Hey, Mel.
Hey, how you doing?
Welcome. I'm doing great.
You know what?
Barry.
Listen, well, thank you for having me. Listen, you better than me. You watched that crazy movie.
I sure did. And I have one more clip to play. What's up?
No. I was just watching the live stream, and I remember we were talking about this movie from the talk, and you watched over this weekend, so I'm definitely here to hear what you thought about it.
Oh, sure. And I have one more clip for the audience to play. And then I would love to hear your opinion. Okay? So let me just
my opinion right now is it's not for me. I won't be watching that crazy movie.
Well, take a look at this. Let's add this to the stream, baby. Come on, babies. We're going to add this to the stream. Let's add this to the stream, y'all. This is the last clip. And this is not a spoiler. This ain't a spoiler, but look at this shit. Look at this shit. Shout out to Geekzilla. Look. Shout out to Geekzilla. Look at this shit.
Wait a minute. Is it going to show him killing somebody right now? Or is it just
watch and see, baby?
Wait a minute. Hold up now. Hold up.
Come on now. Look. Look at this nasty shit. Look at this nasty shit. Oh my God. So he doing laundry. At least he paid his money. At least he paid his money. Look. And he laughing, reading the newspaper. Laughing. Looking like some of these YouTubers.
That's some of the YouTubers.
Yeah, that's what he looked like. I can name some names, but he laughing, delusional. Look.
Oh. What the hell?
Look.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Ah, look at that shit. Baby. And he's saying hi. Look, they friends.
This movie took over Halloween, that's for sure. It took
They
over the whole
friends.
Halloween.
Look. They friends. Both of them is dressed. Look, they think they're cute.
What clip is this? Damn. This
Look.
is crazy.
And they're acting like they're friends, and they think they're cute, and they're going on with themselves. Look at this shit. And they look, and they're laughing.
But is this clip good for YouTube? I mean, this looks crazy right here. This scene.
And they laughing.
Oh wow. I heard about this movie.
Delusional, naked in the laundry room. All right, naked in the laundry room playing patty cake. Naked in the laundry room, being delusional, playing patty cake.
With some demon child ghost. You know what? I heard about this movie. People were fainting and vomiting, and I can't believe you watched it over the weekend. So, for me, it's not for me. I saw the first one, and it was crazy. It was totally crazy. But yeah, that movie is taking over the theater right now, where people having strong reactions to it.
That's what you told me to watch it. And I watched it.
No, wait. What I didn't tell you, I told you that I heard about this movie, and I said that it was really crazy. And you said you had a little way to, watch it online. You did. I'm surprised you watched it because you was trying to eat, and then you couldn't watch the whole thing because it was getting too gory.
I watched everything. So hey, Vicky Black, what's up, girl? Welcome to the library.
I think you might be scaring the audience with those clips.
Well, that's the last clip I'm going to show.
Okay, good. Okay, good. But you know what? This Terrifier 2 is at least it did take over the YouTube for the month of October because everybody was reviewing it, everybody was trying to watch it. It was independent film. I was curious about it, but I just didn't. I saw the first one. I didn't think I could see this one because it just I know. But you saw the whole thing, so did you get sick to your stomach when you watched it?
I sure did. And that clip that I just showed, they edited that for YouTube because as she was sitting, I'll tell you what happened for those of y'all who can't stomach it. She sat there in that little laundry room, that little creepy ass little girl who reminded me of somebody here on the YouTube. She sat there in that laundry room, she spread her legs and she did something in that laundry room.
Wait a minute, I think I heard that they said that she wait a minute. I heard that they said she went to the bathroom on herself in the laundry room. That she went to the toilet probably. Oh my gosh.
They took that out. Yes, she did. They took that out the clip. She sat there in that laundry room and she said, right before she went over there and went like this, that movie is nasty. So I get why people were throwing up and running out that movie and asking for their money back.
And fainting and having heart attacks, as you said, people losing everything.
Absolutely. Because it was crazy. It was crazy. That little, I feel like the writer definitely went into some sort of maybe hooked up with a psychologist or did whatever he had to do to sort of prey on his audience.
Yeah, but I researched him. Damien, I forget his last name, but he was a Catholic. He is a Catholic, actually. He's a Catholic person, but it's just that he decided to go down in a horror movie and go this crazy way.
Wait, so Heather said I could barely stomach the first one, so she saw it.
Mm-hmm.
So Heather, would you watch the second one? And did you see the first one, Mel?
Yeah, I saw the first one.
Okay.
I saw it. It was the first one was hard to watch. It was hard to watch. It was a scene where he literally took a saw and he saw a woman down her private part. I was like, oh my gosh. So
wait, what? What did he do?
He took a saw and he literally saw her in half, straight down the middle. So yeah, you saw everything. The first one was a lot too. So yeah, this second one definitely.
So the thing with these movies, or this particular type of movie, is it's a lot about gore. And there's gore and then there's horror. So with this movie I feel like a lot of it was gore. And if you can't take gore, then this movie is not for you. A lot of people laughed at it and we're saying, okay, I can take gore not that seriously, but I'm not somebody who can take a lot of gore. I can take horror, but not necessarily gore. And for me, the reason is because as a writer, I try to understand each character and I put myself in situations. So when I see somebody like get their face blown up or get slashed up, I kind of go, oh my God. So this movie was a lot for me. It was gore from the beginning to the end. So if you cannot take gore, baby, this is not for you. It was bloody as, and maybe if you don't like that sort of thing, if you have like a weak stomach, that is not for you. And it was a lot of shock value. I don't feel like shock value is necessarily good writing. I feel like it's cheap writing.
Yeah, for me, I saw the first one. I felt manipulated. I didn't. I felt like it was very gory, the first one, and I like a good thriller. I like a good thriller, suspense. I like all that. But if it's just sort of repetitive over and over and over, it's not going to be my cup of tea. It's not going to be something that I'm going to sit there and watch. That kind of movie.
Oh, so Heather's going to see it. She said because her daughter's going to make her watch it.
Well, Miss Heather, I hope if you go, you take your pressure pills because you know what? It sounds like people are fainting and having a lot of problems with this movie.
And don't bring no popcorn. Because baby.
No chocolate?
No. This Art the Clown, he got some personal problems. I don't know how he was raised, but listen, I don't know who brought him around, but he's taking his childhood out on people, or I don't know, he is going around attacking people and going crazy. What's up, McClure? Welcome to the library. I know you return your books on time. Thank you. You're always responsible. But yeah, this clown, he is a straight up freak and sexually insane, in my opinion. And he took it to a point where the gore did seem a little bit unnecessary. However, what it did do was push a 2-hour movie where it seemed less like a 2-hour movie. I watched 2 hours and it felt like an hour and a half because it was so fast paced and so ridiculous that it didn't feel like 2 hours for me.
You know what? People also said that it was campy. Did it feel? I mean, it looks low budget, but was it sort of dark humor, campy? Not really serious, just sort of shock, gore, and just camp, basically.
Well, look at this motherfucker behind me. Look at this bitch. So if you can laugh at this bitch, you know what I mean, doing ridiculous things like dancing over a dead body and stuff. And if you find that funny, if that's your type of humor, I didn't find that funny. But there were points where he was like laughing over dead bodies and doing stuff like that, where someone might find that funny. I found it creepy because there were very horrific and graphic scenes. You know what I mean? And I don't find that type of humor funny. It's not for the faint of heart whatsoever.
Wow. Well, you know what's so funny? He invested maybe $200,000, and I think since October he made about $4 million already.
And rightfully so.
He made a lot of money quick.
Well, I'm gonna read it. But if he meant to scare the shit out of people, child, mission accomplished. Miss Heather says, I almost feel like people in real life have done things like this to people. Yes, like several people, like several serial killer psychopaths, or a mixture of that in his own writing. And there is a way, yeah, he gets his idea from. Absolutely. There was a sense of realism.
I was gonna say Miss Heather is spot on because the director said that you said it was a scene where he was attacking a woman in the bedroom that we can't talk about on YouTube. It was just too crazy. That he said that scene was inspired by Jack the Ripper because there was a picture of Jack the Ripper online that showed one of the victims, in that way. That's what he was inspired by, Jack the Ripper, for some of this movie.
They was ripping people apart. And the thing is, what I can't take when it comes to the visuals, the facial stuff. This clown was, going straight for people's faces. And it takes a certain sick, in my opinion, person to enjoy or like that kind of stuff. And the clown was definitely going for that. you know, the clown was like, you know, going straight for the faces, and you know, the writer, you know, was saying that he wanted to explore the sense of people who like that sort of horror, who liked that the genre of, you know, horror, but who didn't dare to go to showing the violence of ripping someone's face apart.
So now you watched it full on. Now,
I sure
are
did.
you you know, are you curious to watch part 1, and will you watch part 3 when it comes out? Because he's going to come out with a part 3 in 2 years, he said.
Oh yes, it was a cliffhanger, but baby, yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
Okay, you see, listen, you know what? You're stronger than me with that, because yeah, you enjoyed it. You see, it was shocking, but you kind of enjoyed it.
I did. You know
Okay,
what?
there we go.
I did. And the thing is, you know, I had to turn my face away a couple times. I had to walk out the room a couple times because there was time I had to turn up, spin around, baby. Because I turn up, I spin around. I had to leave, but I came back and I powered through because I was like, you know what? He ain't gonna scare me. Art ain't gonna scare me. I gotta power through this. I gotta finish this at least. Let me go through this. And I finished the movie, and by the end of it, I think there was a payoff. So I will say that there was a payoff, and I enjoyed it, but it ain't for the faint of heart. So I would definitely not say anybody can just watch this movie.
Right.
Because even for me, as somebody who was a horror fan, I was grossed out. I was scared. I hopped and I jumped and I ran away, even in my own damn house, baby. Like I'm sitting here and I'm watching it and I'm like, oh my God, I have my little fox here, and I was like, oh my gosh, even you can't protect me. What you gonna do? The clown is coming. How am I gonna?
But didn't we say that from what you told me about the movie? We talked about, we say that clown deserves Sarah Connor, Buffy the Vampire, a machine gun. He need everything against him because he's just tearing people apart, bodies apart. From what you tell me, he just was tearing them apart.
We gotta call Buffy, Jesus,
I'm
Santa
telling you.
Claus,
Come on.
Buddha, whoever the hell is listening right now. We gotta call the whole Beyonce. We need everybody because that clown made friggin' what's that? Freddy Krueger.
Yeah,
like a kindergartner. Laughing and joking, eating up. If you really want to be scared, and listen, let me tell you what this movie is good for. Let me tell you exactly what this movie is good for. If you doing a Netflix and chill, and you ain't feeling the person that you was with, put on this movie. Because ain't nothing romantic or cute happening after this movie. All right. So put this movie on, and trust me, the mood is done. Because you ain't having sex.
I was gonna say, it sounds like after the movie get put on, the person might need therapy, or they might need some smelling salts if they don't be faint from the movie. My God.
Yeah. If you ain't feeling whoever you with, this is the perfect movie to have a Netflix and chill with. If you ain't trying to do nothing that night, if it's over with.
Wait, you know what? So if you in the receiving position, if you ain't prepared, you're gonna throw this movie on and say, not tonight, basically. Okay, I hear you. Mm-hmm.
If you're saying not tonight, turn this movie on. And this is the perfect movie for that.
Mm-hmm.
Not tonight, baby.
Not tonight. We watching some Terrifier 2 with Art the Clown.
And if you keep trying, and you're just trying to be polite, let's just watch this cute little movie. Put this shit on. Trust me, he ain't gonna be in the mood after this.
Yeah, well, listen. I mean, it made the headlines. People would definitely have big reaction to this movie. It's crazy.
Heather says, "I'm with you on that. I gotta put my hand over my eyes. I did too, and my little fox. I looked away several times to be able to watch this. Yeah." And I screamed, yes, me too. I was screaming in my own damn house. It's a very scary looking clown. And I was never a fan of clowns. Look at this bitch's face. Look at this bitch's face. And then when he went to the store and bought that horn, that was a very scary scene too. I ain't gonna spoil it. But that horn, that scene was scary. That scene was scary as hell. Look at him laughing. See, I don't like, this is the reason why I don't like clowns. That those smiles on their faces. What the fuck you smiling for? You know what I mean? That is scary. What you laughing for?
You look like he got a bad case of gingivitis.
Yeah, you so ugly and you so ugly and you so scary looking, and you have the nerve to be laughing at me. That's scary. That like you so creepy and you have the nerve to be laughing at me. That's a problem. I love your review and talking about this together. Y'all are awesome. And don't love the movie, but I love your channel. Thank you, Heather. I appreciate that. But come on back. These movies are scary, but y'all need to know this movie, like I said, Netflix and chill, Netflix and not chill. Turn this movie on when you trying to turn your man off.
Okay.
Turn this movie on when you trying to turn your man off. Hey, Vegas girl.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey, LeVon, man, chat. I was just passing by. Oh, you don't do scary? Well, you put this in your back pocket when you trying to get your man out of here. Hey, McClurg. Well, I said hi to you already. Yeah, keep this movie in your back pocket. So you said it's going to be a third one? No?
Yeah, it's going to be a third. Well, I mean, it's going to be a third one because that man, he invested maybe $200,000, made $4 million just within a couple of weeks. So yeah, it's going to be a third one, even more graphic. I mean, I know of the movie. I've heard of it from you and from other people. I didn't watch it because there's scenes in it that I don't know if we can talk about on YouTube. Well, you know, it's just in the bedroom. It's just a little too crazy for YouTube.
Well, there's clips on YouTube that they had.
I know, and I avoided those.
Yeah, and I was like, should I play these? But I was like, I can't even watch it over again because it's traumatizing to my damn self, and I don't even know if I want this on my damn channel. Like, I can barely put this off my lip. Well, I don't think anybody here is going to watch it, so I can say some things. But there were some things that I saw that was sexually insane, in my opinion. Body parts that was ripped off, sexually insane things. Okay, like I said, Art the Clown is not well.
He sounded like a deformer. He sounded like Art the Deformer. He just going around deforming people, taking people's limbs, and
well, he don't got respect for other people. That's one thing I could say. That's somebody he don't got respect for other people. He's somebody who is definitely unhinged and wasn't raised right. He needs to have a YouTube channel, and he needs to be somebody up in here in this sector. He can do very well.
Oh Lord, no, he can't be up on YouTube. We need an exorcism for YouTube with some holy water with that thing. Lord have mercy. No,
we already need it up in here, but maybe maybe that could be a quick fix.
Leave him in the bowels of hell where he belongs.
A third one, yes, girl. I don't know how many I can take. Well, you already took one. So you just like me. If you could take one, I guess you could take another one. But I guess some people are saying if you can build up a tough skin and just say that, I know this is fake and get through it. But that's not the way that I watch movies. I mean, as a writer, like I said before, as a writer, I try to watch everything very seriously. Even something as SpongeBob, I try to watch and get myself into it and try to understand the universe or whatever it is. So even in this universe, I try to get myself into it and truly understand it. And it's a very scary universe. One thing that I do want to say about the writing and the acting, the lead actress, I feel like she did an amazing job. I believed her in every scene she was in. She was amazing. The other actors, the surrounding cast, however, seemed very much like the movie was giving me very much teeny boppy. It was giving me very much, we're mad against the world. It was giving me very much we're what is it? Bad, parents just don't understand sort of vibes. Like every single adult was yelling at the kids throughout the entire movie. Do your homework, go to bed, go to your room. So it was very much teen angst against the parents the entire movie. And so it was kind of like bad acting on the parents' end. And
I think that's the camp part, because I've heard about the movie, but I think that's the camp part. Again, I think Damien, I forget his last name, the writer, producer, director, fundraiser, the man behind Art the Clown, People even call him Art the Clown in real life, but he not killing nobody. But I think that I know it, right? I know it. But you know what? I think for him, he was so obsessed with the movies of the 80s, Prom Night, Freddy Krueger, and all those movies. He said in interviews he was totally obsessed with that. That's why it feels that way. It looks that way. It kind of looks campy. It kind of looks cheap. It was cheap. But I bet you the next one would probably look more professional. But that dialogue you talk about, it's coming straight out of the 1980s in a way, that feeling of those kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they were like, go to your room. And like, but nowadays, when you tell kids to go to their room, it's like, well, bitch, fine. We got Instagram, Twitter. You know, we go to our room. We love going to our rooms. It's not a punishment. Most of the time, kids want to go to their rooms. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, go to our room, bitch. Okay, like we don't care.
I think maybe going to the room was a punishment for Damien back in the 1970s, but it's not a punishment for kids in 2022.
Yeah, exactly. Go to our room as opposed to what? Sitting here and hanging out with you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, go to our room and go on our computer and hang out with our friends, or what? Hang out with you, mom. You know what I mean?
But you know what I will say too? For me, again, for me, that movie is not going to be for me. I'm not going to watch it. But I will say I like the fact that somebody went out there, took something off of YouTube and different places, made a little movie, went on Netflix, and then he had enough viewers that made this part too. And he took 200,000 and made it 4 million plus. I mean, it's going to be even more. So as an independent writer, producer, that's inspiration to people, like yourself and other people who write stuff and create. And maybe, they can also become successful.
Right. But I feel like that there's a way you can do it. She could have said, go to your room and give me your cell phone.
You still focus on the parents.
You know what I mean? I had to go to your room, give me your cell phone.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Go to your room. I'm cutting off your social media, or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe would have transferred better.
Well, maybe in the third part, it'd be a little more up to date, better dialogue. Who knows?
That's how my daughter is. She knows it's fake, but but I see movies and I think, oh my God, there are people who really do this sick stuff and it creeps me out. That's true. Yeah, it creeps me out as well. I mean, hate to say his name, but the Jeffrey Dahmer bitch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he did that shit in real life, and that was real serious. That was that motherfucker. I don't think Christian became an actor after wrestling. Well, I don't know nothing about that, Q. Right, go to your room. It means nothing to a teenager. Like, yeah, it's not a punishment anymore.
No, it's not. No,
it's not. Go to a room and it's like, okay, like, all right. I don't.
I think the funny thing about I think also the camp thing is that if you see a character like that thing behind you, and you see them walking up to you, how in the world can you not, run from it and leave it alone? Like, I wouldn't be talking to something that looks like that. So that would be is he always surprising his victims, or are they like, oh, look at the clown? You know how sometimes they get stupid in different movies. They sort of talk to the killer before the person can kill you.
Well, that's something that is called, as a writer, we call that plot. Let me remove this. As a writer, it's called, and it's bad writing. It's called plot armor. So doing something like that, and that was criticized for this movie. We're giving her plot armor. So when you do something like that, it kind of tells the writer or the audience, that we know that this character is not going to die. So that takes away from the suspense. So when we know that this character is not going to die, then we don't care, or there's no more curiosity, or there's no suspense from us because we know that this character is not going to die. So if we know that this main character or any of these characters are not going to die, then we sort of lose interest, or we know that, if there's a belief that this character is not going to die, there's a safety there. So we lose sort of an interest or a trust in the writer. So the writers have to be careful about giving our characters plot armor, letting us know, okay, this character is not going to die because we protected them by giving them a certain storyline. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
No. But that's kind of what happened in this movie. Because I don't want to give any spoilers, but in this movie, the main actress had plot armor.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that was one of the criticisms that I read about this movie, because we knew that she was not going to die. So there was a real danger for her.
Mhm.
As far as the other characters.
But I was gonna say, for him as a killer, did he always surprise them, or were they just sort of playing with him? You know how sometimes the people play with the killer a little bit. They talk to them. Did he always shock them and surprise them, or how did he catch them all the time?
It was a little bit of both.
Mhm.
He jumped around, and it was situations where he surprised them, and it was a bit of unnecessary killings, which kind of
And that's what I'm thinking about. Yeah, the unnecessary, the fake ones. Ones where when you see Michael coming at you, and you're like, wait a minute, why are you talking to this person with a mask on? Just it didn't seem realistic. You see somebody like that, you just go the other way. So I'm trying to figure out, is he always surprising the victims?
Yeah,
he's always surprising them.
They never really knew.
So we can't go into detail.
You're welcome, McClurg. Absolutely. Yeah, it's a bad writing tool that if you're a writer, you know the tools and stuff. And I saw that right away. And it kind of, if you know that as an audience, you kind of like, if this person's going to die, it kind of ruins it for the audience.
Yeah. So the bedroom scene, we don't want to go into detail because it's too graphic. But how does he end up catching that specific victim? Did he run after her? Did he shock her? Or how did he catch her in her bedroom?
Oh, the bedroom scene. Okay, so in the movie, Art the clown, the psychopath, the one who got no class, or the deranged person who is running around with no home training, he ends up, to the viewers who are watching me now, Art the clown ends up catching, spoiler alert, if anybody wants to know. So Art the clown ends up finding, or I'll tell you, he basically knocks on the door. It's Halloween, so he just knocks on the door, trick-or-treating. She answers the door, looks at him, and she's like, "You're not a kid. I'm not going to give you candy." And he's like, and then goes after her.
Okay, so wait, so you don't have to, I was going to say, you don't have to give him more information, but so basically he knocks on the door and then he chases her.
And that's it. So it was very cheaply done, is what I'm saying. So he didn't have to do that. He kind of came after her out of nowhere. So there was no backstory. It just came very fast, very quick. And that specific scene was very highlighted in the movie as one of the most, I would say, most horrific scenes in the movie, because that death was very huge. That death was probably one of the most horrific deaths in the movie, because it was probably one of the most significant deaths in the movie.
Wow.
And it was very cheaply done, in my opinion, because there was no background behind it. And when you do a death in a movie, I feel like in order to make it good, what you have to do is make the audience believe, as a writer, if you're going to make a death in a movie, in a book, wherever, you have to make the audience care about the character. And if I don't care, I don't care. So when that character died, I was kind of like, eh. It was a horrific death, but I was kind of like, all right, well, that bitch died. There's other characters who I hope don't die. Heather says, exactly. If I saw that thing coming towards me in the store, I'd scream, run, and everything else I could do in the movie to stay away and talk or touch him. Yes, thank you for explaining plot armor. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that's the point. I think that's a good point Ms. Heather's making there, is that so when the person was at the door and she said no to the candy, he literally from the door, he just chasing after. Did he slap her, touch her, hit her, or she just kind of knew she was in danger when he was going after her at that moment?
She knew.
She knew. Okay. Yeah. That's all. We don't got to get into details, obviously. We don't want to ruin the movie. But so he made it known that I'm going to hurt you from the candy right there.
Yeah, because he showed he was covered in blood. It was obvious.
Okay.
Yeah, so when you're giving a character plot armor, we know that they're not going to die, and it kind of ruins the movie, the story, because it's like, okay.
You know what I would say from the first one, I feel like with his films, with Damien, that I don't know his last name, his films, you got to have stamina. You got to have real good stamina to deal with his pictures, because you know, it's a lot. It's a lot. But you know, he's really focused on um, realistic gore and stuff. He don't want to use green screen. That's what he's always talked about in his interviews. He uses different, you know, prosthetic, you know, fake arms and different eyes and different things, like the old school. So everything is there on camera. That's why it made feel a little realer for people. That's why people was throwing up and fainting, because they're like, wait a minute, this is not Halloween. This is something else.
And again, this is why this movie probably had people throwing up, because it was a lot of facial violence. Like he would straight up put a axe pick in your eye or something like along those lines. That's not a spoiler. That's something I made up. But he would do like direct violence to your face, which is something that I don't like, is facial violence. Or like things that happening to your face, especially my eyes. But there was a lot of like face stuff that was happening, eye stuff that was happening, sexually insane stuff that was happening, which makes me wonder about Art the Clown's parenting. Or maybe his history.
I mean, we were saying that maybe Art the Clown mother could be maybe Lorraine Bobbitt. Probably wasn't. That's what we were talking about. That maybe his mother could have been Lorraine Bobbitt at one point, because he was attacking genitalia.
Right. Or I'm like, you know, well, what the hell happened to you as a child? Did you not have no friends or a puppy or something? Or, well, hold on. Maybe he did not need to have a puppy, or like, oh, I don't know what happened to him to make him behave like that. Or I don't know, that Art the Clown is a freak. That, yeah, he ignorant, he is dirty, he a little nasty, and I don't know, that this whole movie is in a whole category in itself. And I think that there actually is a category that it was pushed into, which is called slasher. So it's not even gore, I think it's pushed into slasher. So it's more than gore, babies. It's in slashes. So it's more than gory. It's in slashes. And if you have the stomach for it, then yes, go into it. If you don't, you don't. That's pretty much the end of it.
Well, you know what? Thank you for the review. I'm going to drop down.
I'll
talk to you soon.
All right, bye.
Okay.
Bye, Mel. Okay, are you dropped now? No, let me do it. I'll do it. Right. What got me in the first one was the girl hung upside down and he saw her from her private area. Ugh. So there was a sadistic for sure art, some clown, and a sicko. Definitely. Exactly. Child. I could not see that at all. Mama. So, yes, I did not understand that part whatsoever. I mean, this movie is not for the faint of heart. It's definitely not for people who never seen horror. Do not invite your friends or family who slightly enjoy horror, or maybe medium like horror. I would say these are for the advanced horror people who can take it. Even for me, I had to look at it, look away sometimes, take a few steps back, pause it. I screamed in my own house because there were some scenes that were like too slashy and too, horrifying for me. But at the end of the day, and at the beginning of the day too, I would give this movie probably a 3.5 out of the 5 stars, because I feel like the writing was there. I think that they did a good enough job to build a storyline, but there was a little bit of shock value and gore that was just there for the purpose of gore, which I don't think is, totally necessary. But this is also a gore movie, so maybe they did that on purpose. So if you like gore and if you can stomach it, this is a good movie for you. But if not, don't do it. So thank you guys for coming to Levon's Library and listening to my little review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Watch this movie if you can stomach it. Don't if you don't. And yeah, I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you guys for coming. And let's dance this out. Hey. Have a good night, Miss Sunday. I'm not so live again today. Thank you, Heather. I'll do more movie reviews, Heather. Let me know when you do it. Let me know, Heather. I'll do more reviews. Thank you, Vegas girl. Everybody has a good week. Hey, I might go live again tonight. I have energy. Make some back then later. Quick little movie review. Nothing big. Having a little fun. Thank you, B. Put the black. Make it come back to your library. Black Economic Journal. I'll set the librarian. Now, of course. That's what I needed. Thanks for the recommendation, too. I mean, very, very good. Oh, God. Gina Grant. Thank you for coming to the library. All right, y'all. Maybe I'll see y'all later tonight. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.